guys, welcome back to the channel. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right here, 1969 Karmann Ghia. This episode, well, the first time this car's been in the shop, it's actually super cool. I like this thing already. We're gonna like it a little bit more for what we're doing to it. Supercharger. Yes, we are supercharging this. I think it's a berries blowers kit we're gonna throw on. The owner, I guess, acquired it from another car, never been ran apparently. This is just stuff I know, but it was installed on another car on a bug. Didn't like it because the guy couldn't shut his deck lid, so this guy bought it because it'll fit apparently under the deck lid of a Ghia. Am I sure about that? Nope. But are we still going to throw it on? Yep. But yeah, so like I said, it's a berry blower kit. It's what AMR500 Supercharger. Go on the website. This isn't paid promotion or anything like that. Go on the website and they buy it, kind of thing, and then they let you know what you need and all this stuff. Like I said, this kit was installed on another engine, so I'm hoping I have everything. He did order new bits too that he wants to put on, serpentine belts, stuff, so on and so forth. So yeah, basically we have a new supercharger going on this engine with some other new bits and no instructions to put it on. It's good. If you're gonna watch this for an informative thing, we're gonna kind of learn together on this because I'm hoping everything's there. Have I put them on before? Yes, but also, you know, they were new. Like I was the guy unwrapping stuff. You'll see what I'm talking about. Stuff is somewhat assembled and, you know, bagging, things like that. Just rambling. Driving back a car. Let's start stripping this thing down. All right, just real quick, we'll just wander around here. Before we go too nuts or whatever, I mean, I could show you anyway. But yeah, like the supercharger is already apparently assembled. I just took it out of the car to do things. And there's just boxes of stuff that also I took out of the car so I can do things. These are like the non-consequential things as of right now. Fuel pump, fuel line, these clamps. I did order different clamps for this because I hate using worm clamps. New throttle cable, some sheathing. What else do we got? Smaller pulley, a nut for something, hopefully for the pulley, another belt. And some spacers and washers. We have stuff. We're gonna figure this out. I don't think I've ever put one on with the serpentine belt before. I've serviced them. Don't know if I put them on. I don't know. We'll swim this canal together, I guess. All right, let me get this thing in the air. All right, guys, also, bear with me. I know this is going to be a two-parter. I'm already going to say it's a two-parter in doing this. If it becomes a one-parter, I will also be surprised. Is there a nut on the bottom? Nope. Good. This video is probably just going to be teardown. Or at least that is the plan as of right now, unless it goes so smoothly that I'll knock this entire thing out in one video. As I'm not going to, I don't recommend holding my breath or your breath doing, counting on me getting this done in one video. Can I edit it? Brother, can I edit it for getting it done in one video? Of course I can. I can have this done in like 5 minutes. Am I going to? No. Because maybe someone wants to unknowingly want to learn something. Whether through rambling or me actually doing something. Because the instructional part of this is, well, I don't know, fairly straightforward. At least this part. It's, you know, tear absolutely everything apart. I'm sure we've all, well, if you're putting a supercharger on your Volkswagen, I'm sure you're semi-mildly, commonly familiar with your engine, and you've been in here more than once. Yay, fuel. More German line. It's soft and supple. That means it got replaced within a year. And I'm pretty sure it's about checks out. All right, all I'm doing is I'm just taking everything apart. This is the easy part, the strip down. Carburetor. Get that loose. These wires we're not going to need. Choke wires. Hey, this car's been. That's a gem. Bad thing is I know the last shop that worked on this car. It's been on the channel before. Or smushed melty wire. It's good. Yeah. Again, I try not to badmouth people. I really do. But unfortunately, when you keep getting stuff in, that's usually, it was just a 5-minute job. Where the hell is that going? It's a wire going into the fan shroud. It's a freaking light. And it's not one I just took off. What the hell is it? I wonder if that's why the tack doesn't work. All right, before I take this off, we have this wire here and the red wire. And then this wire. That wire is brown. It's out of the factory harness. That wire should be a ground. Well, I said something looked hot. That's probably why. Where's my voltmeter? Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, that should be, that brown wire in Volkswagens are grounds, typically, unless someone spliced something in down the line. And what I mean by that is like someone, you know, deleted it on the other end and are using the wire for something else. Get those off, put these on. Because I know he said he had a parasitic draw. And that would definitely do it. Also, if this wire was going to ground, seeing how that's the positive terminal, it should have melted completely. Or it should have melted by now. And hell, maybe it did. What do we got? Green wire. So where does that brown wire go? There's a green wire. There's our chart. There's our charge. Or that's ignition hot. And we got a green wire, which should be this wire that someone spliced into for the voltage regulator jump for the alternator conversion. Fat red wire. Where the hell is the brown wire? I have 3 wires back here. See the brown there? Did it get burnt? Wasn't even attached. I can't tell if it's... I mean, it looks hot. This should be a ground, like I said. At least it wasn't needed. Look at us. We're already making it faster by lightening it up. I know, something I wasn't even supposed to be doing, or something I wasn't supposed to be at, where I was at, doing things. I don't know how much fuel is in this thing. Let me jack it up, plug the fuel. Boop, boop. Fuel out. Because I'm going to do the fuel line, and the last thing I need to do is just dump 1,000 gallons of fuel on the ground, like I typically do if you watch this channel. Also, I'm going to have to drain it anyway, so let me just get a step ahead of the draining process by, well, disconnecting it. Okay, only a slight bath. Anywho's. Disengaged. What the hell? This battery's junk, and it's a full charge. Certainly it's not my Ryobi. Crap it out. Yeah. Great, junk battery. Belt can go away. This pulley's actually gone too. Because it's going to go serpentine. Factory? Oh, this thing's gonna breathe like crap. All right, well, let's just keep going. I mean, why stop now? Or if you didn't have the crossovers, you can get away with not pulling this off. Also, if I was an animal, I could just cut those tubes. Fuel pump, I think I said, is going to get removed, get replaced with an electric. So get this out of the way. Nice taped up ground wire. Probably end up getting a new one. Let's see if this plate cooperates. Probably not, it's probably going to crack. Like they always do. This one seems like it's glued down. You know, I sort of glue them down, but we don't We don't go nuts. Nope. All right. New question, is it cracked? No, it's still attached. We're not going to touch the dizzy. That can live there. Hey, it's tight, surprising. With the way that everything's been going. All right, intakes. Let's get these things off. No bolt in the center. Usually have a bolt in the center crossover. All right, come to this side. That hides in here. Should be a bolt. Doesn't have it. That's cool. All right, intake. These are the dumbest clamps. And there are washers. Oh, let go. Why are you stuck? Oh, you're just gonna lovingly fight me. It's missing the whole side to the oil cooler. Okay. Why are we stuck though? I figured we were had that the flap that lives back here. Holy shit. Something is definitely holding this thing. On. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's the throttle cable. The tube. It'll get you every time, guys. Crap. Alright, I can get to the nuts to hold the generator on, or the alternator. Pop those off. Get this out. I could take off a hood spring and whoop, but yeah, we're not going to. But yeah, like I said, the problem is you can't go this way because of this bar. Like I said, if I was a menace to society, I'd just cut the bar, slide it out. But seeing how it's a decent intake, I really can never bring myself to cutting parts. That's my problem. Give me a little more. There you go. Out. Let's get you out now. I'm sure I really don't want to take off this carburetor. Throw that guy there so I can lose it. All right, I got that stupid thing off. Also, I don't know if I said it. It looks like someone took their honey badger to that solenoid. Just what you want. I was expecting this to be full because I didn't run it, and well, it's not. Junk carb. All right, now let's get this dumb thing out. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Fuel line, get out of there. Missing hardware on that side. That's fine, we'll put some in. Because I have hardware. Sir, yes, all right. I was going to be a little concerned if there wasn't at least a gasket on here and it was just all RTV'd. Yeah, more sealer. Outstanding. That means I get to clean it. There we go. Holy crap. But yeah, now I get the joy. I'll show you. I get the fun and excitingness of cleaning up all that RTV, all that sealant. What's in here? Oh, it's bad casting. But yeah, so I get to clean that one up. Where the hell is it? I can't, oh. Clean that one up. Look, if you guys don't like, and I'm using you guys generality? What are these? I don't even know. Oh. See, now it's my electrical drawer. I assume electrical. If you guys don't like those things, buy the paper. Just buy the paper. Because that's what this is going to get. I'm going to leave them there because if I take them out, I'm going to lose them. But yeah. Typically when I see this, it means whoever usually does the repair, has done this repair. When I see RTV on the metal gasket, it's because they have leaks. Air leaks or whatnot. The reason they have air leaks is I bet you this manifold does not fit that fan shroud correctly. This thing was running like crap. Hey, you got it all in the intakes. Come on, people. Do better. So I mean, this is the crap I get. Like I said, the thing that annoys me is people still go to this guy. But yeah, this is the wrong side. I lose an intake. Oh. We just conveniently put it down there. I bet you, man, this is super wet too. I bet you that this thing probably, maybe not on this engine, but I'm sure on other engines that this person's worked on, has, is it Amazon? Has interference with this fan shroud. So it doesn't seat all the way. Yeah, no, this one should have been fine. So it's probably OCD that he constantly does this. All right, let me clean all this crap off. get correct gaskets on here, and we'll start putting this thing back together. I'm heating up this nut on the crankcase because we got to pull this pulley. And I'm hoping I can, you know, thermalize, loosen it going in or coming out. Basically expand a nut, which hopefully will expand the threads on the inside. Also contract it at the same time, if that makes any sense. Probably not. We're using thermodynamics to try to get this damn thing off. Good news is, well, we have a new pulley. So if I bend the shit out of this one, I really don't care. I mean, I do. I'm trying not to, but unfortunately, it might be unavoidable. Because the other option is taking this engine out, which, well, I don't know if you've ever taken an engine out as far as just to do a pulley change. It's kind of dumb to do that. Where's a tube of justice? All right, I'm an idiot. I did not realize I was not recording, but it's also the next day. This was a pain in the ass to get broke free, that nut. I'm not even joking. I needed all of it to break that loose, and plus just re-wedged it. I just sat that on last night. I just wanted to see what it looked like. But, all right, I think this thing's loose now, or at least broke loose. But this is by far the worst crank bolt I've had to, or pulley nut, bolt, what have you, I've had to get loose. This can come off. Like I said, I was antsy. I want to see what it looked like. It looks cool. You stay. You can just go down here. Can I get you by hand yet? No. I'm not even joking. Yeah, I put my little ratchet on it, or my little impact on it. Wouldn't budge it. This is by far the worst one I've ever had to take off. I'm wondering if there's Loctite on it. No, it was just reefed down that hard. Usually you'll see like remnants of Loctite if there were any on here. Whew. Yeah, it was almost like getting a, I don't know, yeah, rattled everything loose. Awesome. I don't think I'll be able to reuse this pulley. And that's fine. What I'm doing is rotating this. Set the Woodruff key, just pointing straight up. You'll be able to see it. Move you because I will step on you and break you. All right, where are my pry bars? Whew, it is warm today. I'm fine with that. It's coming. Just slow, work it back and forth. You know, wiggle, 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 wiggle. It'll come off. I recommend a puller if you have it. But seeing how this has already been through hell, and I'm probably not going to be able to reuse it, I'm really not too concerned. Personally. There we go. All right. Pulley. Very, very hot pulley. When it cools down, I'll show you. But I destroyed that damn thing. Put a new one on isn't really shouldn't be that hard or complicated. All right, guys. First thing is being, you know, right now. Let's get this pulley on. Nice MST billet pulley. Just get all the shipping wrapping out. Are you just going to cooperate? Yes. Perfect. Put that on. Big ass center nut. And the only thing I'm curious about is, crap, it's flat. I hate these bolts. Gonna get it as tight as I can. And remind me to tighten them. So I gotta find my wrench to tighten it. And then absolutely tighten the crap out of this thing. There. It's on. No, it's not tight, but it's there. How do I want to go about this? We're going to have to get all this on. I did clean those up. Where are those gaskets? Gotta get these things on. Probably gonna have to trim these down. They usually come a little big. Trim them down a lot. It is for like dual manifolds. You can probably see the overhang. I might have a smaller set. If I do, I'll use those. Because they come in pretty much two different sizes. They come in this size and they come with the rubber boots. I think they're Empies. Like an Empie kit. These are just sparesies I have. Thunk. All right, guys. Not really sure where I left off. Visitor, you know, stayed a little longer. We had a couple of adult beverages, so didn't want to work on the car. Anyway, it's the next day, if you can't tell. Ended up cutting a new fuel pump gasket because that pedestal stand sets whatever on there. One thing I do want to do is I've noticed that this fan shroud is freaking bent in some. I want to try to bend it out. If I know where my pliers went. Crap. Because I think it's going to run in, right here, jeez. I think it'll run into a little bit of shroud issues. Or the fan, you know, scraping. Not much, just some, because I do know whenever I pull the fan, this thing sprung. You can probably see in the camera. This whole shroud's been like hit and there's Bondo on it. So I just want to make sure when this shroud or the fan goes on, I'm not going to get any weird noises. So, all right, I mean, throttle cable really can go away because we got to put a new one on. All right, let's start this thing on. Yeah, because these things never really run true. They always have a little bit of a walk to them. You could try to straighten them out. This actually is not that bad. But like I said, I rather bend that shroud out just a little bit so that I can possibly avoid hearing problems. Come on, just wiggle. Wiggle, jiggle in. Perfect. There. It's like you were supposed to go in there. Manifolds, you got to go over that way. There we go. You're in your home. All right, no noise right now. Perfect. Yeah, the one thing I hate the most is when you put your fan in and you get that. Sometimes you can, also all new hardware. Sometimes you can get away with just like maybe loosening a bolt and shimming it some, but other times not so much. Ain't ask her. Where the hell's that hole? It's way over there. Let's loosen the other ones. I don't know if you guys can tell how much this shroud is actually like deforming when I suck it down. It's definitely not perfect, I guess is what I'm getting at. Shroud will come back and bolt that on in a minute. We'll tighten these side screws. I like to do them after I get like manifolds and everything on, just because if I have to jiggle, wiggle, or move the manifold, same thing with this alternator clamp. Same thing if it was a generator. Tighten everything last. I just use them to make sure that it's, you know, where it pretty much needs to be. I did put new gaskets on there, clean up the surfaces, so on and so forth. So hopefully we can just slap this thing on. Oh! I took off the carb. I don't know if you've noticed or noticed it was on there, but for clearance, obviously, purposes. Let's see. Get that boot. Slide this boot on. And we'll be able to connect these two. Once I get that tight, and same thing here. Boot. Where'd my other clamp go? Oh, they're right here. And then your clamps. Yeah, I was worm. You could tell, like I said, it's a used kit already, but you could tell worm clamps were on there. I'm not a fan of the worm clamps. I like these stainless bands. They, I've had less issue out of them as far as it's like my fuel injector clamps I like to use. It's personal preference. Worm clamps seem to leak more. It's just some carb cleaner. I'm going to probably have to slide both these together at the same time. Oh, I forgot to clean this. Let me get back. I got to clean this one. Forgot it. Clean up. Let's fight all this together now. Like I said, I'm not so worried about the other side. Just mainly because I have such a long tube run, I could slide it back and jiggle wiggle it on. This side, yeah. Damn it, I slid that clamp forward. This side is gonna take the jiggles, the wiggles, the banging, and the smacking. Just get all this stuff aligned. Come on, you clamp. Or not the clamp, the boot. I can fight that in a second. And now you're out of your home. Let's put the boot on the manifold first, because we know it's way too small for the other thing. All right, that's on. The tubes are a lot smaller, I guess is what I'm getting at. Let me loosen this up some. Where'd my drill go? Let's get a little less tension. All right, boot seated. I know this side, like I said, it's smaller. I know to slide over to the tube. I just wasn't gonna fight it. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Yeah, like it's already over. And like I said, that stuff will clamp down. While I'm here, let's just do the same thing on this side. Again, this is what came with, the kit, so we're using it. Can you upgrade this stuff? Probably. Am I? Nope. Would I get longer hose? Probably. Am I? Nope. Like I said, I don't mind putting customer supplied stuff on. At all. Sorry for that awkward look. I couldn't remember if I turned my mic on. If it works, well, you might have saved money depending what you have. If it doesn't work, well, it's going to cost you probably more money because I have to source parts now. Like I said, this thing came with, boy. There we go. This thing came with the worm clamps. Personal preference on my end is I don't like using them. We are not even close on this. Well, do I put that side in, then this side? What is going on? Right, that side's in. This pipe also doesn't slide into this, like say a normal header, say you lose slop or, fitment. I don't know if that's what I'm fighting. Everything just needs to come up. Everything needs to come up so I can get an angle. Because geometry. So this can go in. There, that's down, that's on. Pipes are in. Now now you have to come back down. And not sit on whatever you're sitting on. And you need to go into your home on this side. Like always, the braking sound means it's working. So I gotta get the shroud dropped, and the shroud's eating itself. All right, that side's in. How's the other side? Other side's perfect. All right. You might hear it. I'm not taking this whole thing apart for that little light dunk, dunk, dunk. Put it that way. Clamps are on. Did I get the spacers to hold that part down? What I need is spacers to hold this plate down. Stuff for the throttle cable in here. the only stuff in this thing is throttle cable, I guess, or throttle cable related stuff. Got stuff for the serpentine. No, I don't have that. Well, that's a slight problem. I might have a mild solution to that. What size is that? 14, maybe? I'll come back and re-F with this. I mean, the crankcase vent's from there. That's all it says is a crankcase vent. Fuel pump block off plate I have. We'll throw this on. It'll do the same job that that thing was doing, or it'll be the spacers. Ta-da. Yeah, and I'll come back. I can take that off after this thing's running, drill it, and put that vent in. But for the purposes of, you know, moving forward, we're doing it this way. Brand new, they're serrated washers. My old spiel or shtick. Get this thing locked down. I want to get this down and then we can start tightening other stuff. That bracket's nice and tight now. Go back with a wrench or a actual socket. Double check it because, well, I don't want this thing to fall off. Yeah, she's loose still. Impacts work great until you put like the wibble wobbles and stuff into them. Then you lose so much torque. But they're actually good if you do it that way, because it's harder for you to over torque the damn thing. All right, now that's tight. Let's get these sides on. Switching these to M12s. Or sorry, they're still M8s, but it's a JIC M8, so they're 12 millimeter nuts on the flats versus a 13. Just gets getting tools in here so much easier than a 13 millimeter. And sometimes I like easy. I think I have block offs for this thing. Plates, because I think I said this, maybe, I don't know. You can weld the cast. Does it work? It works like crap. So if I don't have block offs, all they are a piece of metal. I can put them on. Let's get these guys tight. I don't know. Where's my little guy? Oh, wrong one. Ow! Good magnet. All right, those are tight. Whew. Good. Like I said, I like these clamps better. You could run worm clamps. It's completely up to you. All right. So intake's on, tight. Blower. Is it plastic? Seems like they're plastic. I don't know. Blower's on. 10 mil. Let me see if the blower's tight to the thing. Because the carb to the blower was not. Yeah, we're snug. This thing on. New carb, or not new, but carburetor. Man, you're tight. Snug. Oh, radio. Snug these. Snug. You don't want to go nuts because, well, you're going into an aluminum case. Ideally, these have like helical coils in them, or nut certs, thread savers, so that you can like install and uninstall. The problem with going into an aluminum case, you really only want to get it done once because then you gall it, strip threads, or pull threads. So, just my 2 cents on that one. All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. This thing's loose, yeah, which is fine. I don't know where the hell I want to put it yet. Probably there. If it goes loose, it'll just vibrate down, tighten it. Coil's gonna have to be relocated. I need plug wires. Shit, forgot to pick them up earlier. Man, all this electronics is, it is using my unit, which I'm happy with. The electronic that's in it, or not mine, just rotor disc, which I'm happy with. Let's see. Belt, maybe we could put a belt on. I have to figure out how to run the throttle cable because that'd be fun. But intake's on, carburetor's on. I mean, I could sling the electrical. The next thing we're going to do, change out this pulley. Mainly because it's 22. Yes. Mainly because we're, like I said, we're doing a whatever the hell we're doing. Oh man, I forgot to change the battery. Serpentine. So hopefully this just zips off. Speed. You come here. Press fit. Awesome. Are you just gonna unpress fit? Feels like it. Cotter up top. Okay. Pulley. It came with stuff. I'm assuming these are spacers. So I don't know what the hell else they'd be for. There's a new nut. Well, that doesn't fit there. But that fits. Yeah, there's a little, I don't know if it'll pick up. There's a little notch grooved in. So that would lead me to believe that is supposed to go over this. And then this is supposed to go over. That's a very small pulley. That's a ridiculous party pulley. Okay. Rubber mallet. Actually, I don't need a rubber mallet. Just need to whack it on. And if it, we'll go one size bigger. Just need to get this ring on. Like so. Wasn't perfectly cut out for it, but it's on. Where'd that party pulley go? Yeah, that's a dramatic difference. Definitely gonna spin it faster. That's for sure. Put that on. Had a cool new black nut for this thing. Put this thing on. Of course you'd be bigger. Why would you be the same size? Get out of there. 27. Damn it! 27. I need to get the airline anyway. It's on. Don't go nuts on them. I want to strip them out. It looks like it's in line. All right, let me change the battery real quick. But yeah, supercharger setup. Bottom pulley. Still need to find my 30mm wrench to tighten this thing down. Not really concerned. Not even really concerned on startup. I know it's tight enough. But we got to put the thing on up here. All right, guys, I am back. Let's get this pulley on. Figured I'd run now and just, you know, run what I did and get it out of the way. Like I said, we put the tape on so I wouldn't lose that woodruff key. All right, new pulley. Again, get the shrink wrap off of it because I care about installation. Oh shit. A woodruff key. I heard it hit ground. The problem is, well, there's a bunch of ground. Is that it? Shit, is that it? Ha ha! Found it. When you drop something, go immediately quiet. Use the old ear sonar to maybe, you know, track down where it went. Put all that effort in not to lose this thing, and first thing I do is drop it. That checks out. That's about right. All right, let's try this again. All right, there we go. Jiggle wiggles on. It's in there. Fancy nut. Just gonna leave that loose now. I'm not gonna jam it down. Belt, super long one. Apparently it's supposed to work with this kit. Oh great, it's raining. I am happy I just got back because I was in this stupid banana. Okie dokie. Does it need the holder on her? It's not going to take up the rest of the slop. Maybe? I think the tensioner goes on the other way. Does it go on that way? It does not. Which way is the tension? God. That looks jammed. Oh, I gotta loosen that bolt and then spin it. Derp. It's not a... You know what I'm getting at. Alright. Let's take this off. Like I said, I thought this... was supposed to be the... still use it. This is definitely too small. Am I gonna have to find a serpentine belt? Because that'll go like that, that'll go like that. I mean, I can run this big ass pulley and just run this. Problem is, I need to run that too. Like I said, this belt I did not supply. So somehow I have to figure out how to route the damn thing. Might have to internet it. Nope, that'll work. Gotta loosen this and drop it. Serpentine belts are always fun to figure out. Always. To get you on. Is that even gonna work? Do I use this or do I use the other one? I don't know. Take that off there. Put that like that. This is the only way the belt could be routed. Routed? And we are severely small to get this onto here. All right, let's take this thing off. Again, customer supplied. I have no idea. If this wheel was just smaller, it'd work fine. I'll get between there. Well, how the hell did I get this on last time? Really? This thing was on. Gently roll it on? I don't know. I don't know why we're not wanting to play nice right now. There we go. Edges need a little bit of love. Oh, I should be able to get this tight. Where's that spud wrench? Oh, if I can get a tighten on. Gently. Oh yeah, we got oodles of room now. All right. I don't want to go too nuts. So I'm good with all this. All right, what do we got next? What's next on our planning? We really don't have any. This wire, the coil wire, or yeah, positive wire, ignition wire. I'm gonna mount the coil over here. Let's get the let's get a cap and rotor on this thing. Come here, rotor. Oh, looks good. Cap. Yes, long ones go one way, short ones go the other way. One. I'm gonna call this one 1. 2. It's right behind 1. Get out. Just make sure you're in. You didn't feel like you wanted to see. You're in. All right, so 1. Should have went the other way. My brain said dual carbs. If you know dual carbs, you got a clear trough. But I have to run them in the opposite direction. Three. Oh, come on. Work with me a bit. Sometimes these boots just feel like they're too low. And they don't let you actually get in there. There, and then 4 would be the last one. All right, all this stuff is pretty much set right now. All right, let me move a coil. I'll get back to you. It might be the end of my night for tonight. I'm not sure yet. Because I really don't want to run this thing back here. Oh, for the main reason it doesn't fit back here. I know it doesn't fit up here. It'll hit the engine cover. Dog. I might just go low on the side. Because this is super long cable actually fit there. Damn it. Ugh. Because if I don't have to make another cable, I mean, I think you've seen me make these things all the time. Oh, that is more than enough. Yeah, let me punch some holes. I'll get them out of here. This actually works better for me for here. And these, shit, those reach too? Okay. Yeah, we'll put it here. Make my life a little easier. It's not going to hurt anything, I guess is what I'm getting at. It's out of the way. It's just away from everything. All right, let me get this mounted. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I noticed something, and I'm going to backtrack a bit. Just because, I don't know how well it'll come up in camera. I don't know what's going on, but if you can see the serpentine belt tensioner right here-ish, it's canted down. That belt's actually riding up. And the only reason I'd be doing that is if the base of the alternator isn't flush and it's canted down. Because I'm sure that's machined on a 90 and 90. Great. All right, guys. It's the next day. I don't know what the hell changed, but well, I stuck around till about midnight last night. I just unmiked, you know, turned the camera off and stuff like that. The belt's on. you can see by the, maybe you can see by the way that it's riding. It's riding in the center now. I have no idea if maybe something got a little more gap in it or looseness or all the modifications we did helped, but it's riding still down some, but it's better. I don't know. I've rotated this belt more times than I can count at this point because, well, I suck at education and math, but it's riding true, so I'm hoping it doesn't jump. It's not walking like it did. Yeah, I don't know what the hell we were fighting on that one or what I was fighting on that one. Coil's on, it's connected, plugs are on, they're connected. I got to make block offs because, well, like I said, I usually weld them. And I swear I save them, but I can't find any. So I'm going to have to make block offs. Well, I mean, I save them. I save the ones that come in the kit because I don't use them because I weld them. I'll do some digging when it comes to that point. A little more, see if I can find any, but I mean, I can make them. It's not a big deal. All right, I think where we're at now, fuel. I gotta get fuel to this stupid thing. And like I said, I think I'm gonna go over the top. Wasn't that a crappy movie? How big are you? You're bigger than 19. We'll tighten it in a bit. And then we'll forget to tighten it, and then we'll have problems. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, come out the original location, go that way, go this way, and then go this way, and just kind of jog it. Because if you watch this channel long enough, you know I kind of try to do it, run fuel lines semi-cleanly. You know, not like all over the place or just obvious. Because, I mean, I could just run a rubber line, stick it in, but I don't want to. Yeah, this wouldn't be so bad except some genius put a coil here. Like I said, there's no shield over this dog. What I keep saying about the doghouse, let me show you. I don't have a doghouse engine easily accessible, but there is supposed to be a, I don't know if you can even see in here. Try to blind myself. Yeah. All right. You might be able to see in here. Maybe not. See that radiator looking thing? Best I can get you. Back there's supposed to be like a triangular cover. You're not supposed to see the doghouse, is I guess what I'm getting at. Ooh, my engine. Pretty sure I got the cover on there, but I can explain to you what the hell I'm talking about a lot better because I have an engine pulled. The other engine I have on the bench isn't a doghouse. Oil cooler. Oh, the land of... Nope, I don't have one either. Or I don't have one on this engine. All right. Anywho, this is what you're seeing. You're seeing the actual oil cooler. There's a triangular piece that's supposed to fit right here. You can sort of see the bolt holes, maybe, for it. And it ducts it out. I robbed mine for somebody, now that I remember. But yeah, it's supposed to hit that shroud and then pump out, you know, get out of the engine. Oh, shit. Well, great. Now I got to order parts for myself. Yeah, that's my 2180. Shit, I know I had that cover. I had to have pulled it and not replaced it, or I probably ordered a replacement and just never put it on, and probably resold it. Because, you know, solid businessman over here. But anyway, let me figure out how to run this line. Like I said, I might just go back, up, and over instead of coming across here. I'm not sure. The reason I don't want to do that is because there's no shroud on that cover or on that oil cooler. So all that fuel line's going to be doing is getting pelted with hot air. Really not ideal for a carburetor. I don't know. Let me figure it out. I'll show you what I got after. Forgot to change the battery, but just a quick thing. Hopefully it slots in semi-easy, because that would be nice. Because if it does, get off of there. Just go on the body. Because I'm going to have to remove it again. This is I don't know if I'll be able to hook around that to hook around that. One thing I noticed is this fan shroud is sitting pretty damn low on this side. I don't think I'll have enough clearance to do what I'm trying to do. Now, yeah, I got gobs of clearance under here on this side. I am super tight on this side, and I don't know why it'd be rocking, like be kiltered that so far over. All right, loosen that side. Try loosen the other and rotate it. Ah, finger stuck. Get out of there. Just a little bit of enough of it up. This stupid nipple on that side for what would be a vacuum port is what's getting me right now. I'm sure among other things, but that is currently my big thing. There we go. We're under. We're under. We're over. We're up. And it don't look too shit. And that's I could rock and roll with this. I can definitely rock and roll with that. All right. It's loose enough to where I can get my heat shrink on, or heat wrap. Yeah, I haven't followed this channel long enough. I put this is wire loom insulation. I put it on all my fuel line if I'm making it. Tends to cut down on the, or I've had success in it cutting down on vapor lock. Whether it works or not, or if it's just a placebo effect in my head, I don't know. But like I said, I've used it on, like, I mean, again, if you watch this channel or enough, you realize I do make a lot of freaking steel lines, whether it's fuel or brake or stuff like that. And yeah, vapor lock usually gets eliminated with, or I haven't had a problem with it so much when I've ran this stuff or run this stuff. Sorry, I'm trying to walk and chew gum at the same time, it feels like. All right, I'm an idiot. I was in a zone. I was talking to myself, mainly because the camera died. But progress has been made. Fuel line. It's on, it's ran, it's down. Used one of the old crushed coil mounts back here to, you know, clamp it. It's clamped up top, so that's not going anywhere. Runs down the frame rail. Coil's mounted. I had to run a new black wire power wire because, well, I broke the other one. Well, just pulled off the end. Plus, it is very brittle. Where is it? Like, it's almost like house wire at this point. Everything's so stiff under here. It's like this thing ran super hot. Like nothing's pliable anymore. I'm gonna recommend a new electronics in here just because, again, nothing's pliable anymore. But that's all connected. That's connected. Yeah, a bunch of splices have been down here. I mean, you know, when you need to connect 2 wires, you use a butt connector, a wire length, and then a butt connector in there. Versus just pulling that wire out and rerunning the entire thing and only having one connector. The electrical, it's a bit of a mess. I mean, obviously we got a bunch of electrical tape here doing whatever it's doing. But like I said, I think this wasn't attached, but I'm pretty sure it was the tack. I'm just going to plug it in there. Anywho, engine side as of right now is done. I gotta still make block off caps, but I'll do that after this thing fires up because I want to make sure it fires up. Next is crawl under and connect the fuel line to this bad boy and get an electric pump. And there's an electric pump supplied. Like I said, we're gonna have to run filters. Like I said, if you look at them, this one's dirty just on my bench, but if you look at them, there's that step, the smaller size quarter, bigger size 5/16, so we'll use that as an adapter. But as of right now, we're down to fuel pump. We're gonna have to find a key on source because this thing was running mechanical. Gonna have to find a key on source and mount this thing. Pumps are better pushers than pullers, so it's gonna go up front somewhere. I just gotta find out where, and I'm hoping that's new fuel line so I can pinch it. Of course, phone goes off as soon as I hit record. Anywho's, all right, I saved you the fun of draining a fuel tank, but with that said, I completely forgot to record. Not the draining of the fuel tank, but installing fuel lines and stuff like that. Pumps down here somewhere. I don't know if we can even see there. Pumps down there. It's mounted. It's wired. Lines, filter. It's all back. Well, filter somewhere back here. Anywho, you get the point. The fuel system up front is plumbed. Also, the back is plumbed. Bumper. We got a, ow, every time with the shock. New line back here. So that's all nice and good and tight. I guess the next thing or the last thing I'm gonna have to do before I poop myself with anticipation and excitement is put gas back into this thing. The pump is wired. I just went under, man, I filleted the crap out of my finger. Pump is wired up. Just went in there. If you watch the channel, like I said, you know, test light, key on, find power, and share terminal in. I'll show you, but like I said, it's one of those things. I do so much on this, or so many times. I guess I'm not a full tutorial channel. I'm more of a rambling and hey, this is how it sort of goes channel. I don't know. We struggle together, we learn together. I never said I was a be-all, end-all for absolutely knowing anything. But yeah, just found a circuit in here that was key on, ran a wire, whoop, down to the pump. Straightforward and simple. All right, let me get fuel in this. Oh, actually, I don't even know if it works. I did throw the battery in. I think the battery's disconnected. I know we have power with key on, but I don't know if it actually works with the key on, or if I'm gonna pop a fuse or something like that. Because that'd be bad. We make noise. She makes noise. It's a loud pump. But all right, so that works. Let me get gas in this thing, and then, well, we'll stand back with anticipation together and see if this thing actually fires. I'll be back. All right, guys. I only have about half of what, yeah, anywho. I only put about half of the fuel I took out back into this thing, just because if I do have a leak, I don't want to drain, you know, 1,000 gallons. Let's get all this stuff out of here. Obviously, still need to run a throttle cable, stuff like that. But with that said, I want to hear this thing run. Oh, last thing. Oh boy. Like I said, I just made 2 down and dirty block off plates for this. All right, guys. Let's see what happens. Just move that. Oh. It's key on. That's a noisy pump. That's why I use the other styles. Good thing is there's a fuel. Oh, I thought this thing had a fuel window. Huh, guess it doesn't. On the Webers, which I thought this was a Weber, it has a fuel level window. Well, I guess I'm an idiot. But I hear fuel. Not a ton of it. Fuel in the filter. Ah, the damn pump's leaking. It's not my line. Shut that down. Shit. I thought I heard like a squirt, 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 squirt. Shit. It's not one thing, it's the other. I don't have a spare pump, do I? Yes, I just said the F word. Well, I mimed it. Oh, damn it. I thought I had one. Usually keep them. Shoot. All right, well, we're gonna have to make a phone call. I know I got spare pumps floating around here and there. I mean, I can just make one work just to hear this, but son of a. I stopped running this style because I started having problems out of them. They last like maybe 2 months, even if you're putting them under the tank, and they burn out. Crap, I gotta get one on order. All right, let me wire this damn thing in, and we're just gonna let it hang out there. Nothing major, just so I can get to hear this thing. I'm gonna go through my orders and see if I have a new pump. I'm like perusing right now to see if I do. And I don't see a box. That'd be a pump. I think I might have used my last one. Yeah, they were sitting in my kitchen. Don't ask. All right, let me make some judgment calls on this. We will have it. Hopefully, we will have it at least running in this episode. Not going anywhere. We still got some other things to do, but man, I'll be back. All right, let's try this again. I just have this the fuel pump rigged in there. Sounds like it's pressurizing now. Pump's running. So much quieter. No leak. Yeah, something was up with that first pump. I don't know what it was. We have squirters now. I mean, she's doing something. Let's try it. Okay. It runs! Gonna have to tune on it some. Okay. She runs, and she has a ton of belt slip. I don't know if it picked up on the camera. My fatty was probably in the way. This thing just flays out, splays out. So I'm gonna have to figure out something with the belt. But it does run. All right, probably gonna close out this episode just because it's running long. And hell, I'm happy. Still got a throttle cable, tuning, gotta figure out something with the belt. Might try to tighten it some more. But she fires up and runs. Yes, I know the crank pulley's still loose. Well, not tight, but that's fine for now. All right, let me close out this video. Like I said, I got a fuel pump coming. We got some other stuff. I know this is going along, but the damn thing runs. I am happy. All right, stay tuned for me to close this thing out. All right, guys, closing out this video on the 69 Karmann Ghia Supercharger project. It runs. There are still many things to do on this. Got to go to throttle cable. I got to figure out something with the belt. I'll try to tighten it maybe, but I'm probably just going to get a shorter one and run it the way I think it should be ran. I did look on their website, and the way they have it ran won't work. It was actually the first way I was trying to put the belt on with the longer belt. But their website showing it ran a different way, and it doesn't work with that belt. So I'm just going to get a smaller belt and run it the way that they have it. I don't know what the difference is, to be honest with you. So we'll figure that out. But hopefully next episode, this thing will be running, driving. We still got to tune it, throttle cable, and, well, get it on the road. Also, I got to put a pump in, or a new pump. That should be here, hopefully tomorrow. So with that said, if you like this episode, I know it's long, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you do. I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching. Hopefully, see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.